We need to raise a respectful eyebrow for the death of W.H. Smith, the stationer, the newsagent, the moralist, and for better or worse, the nation's semi-official purveyor of tat, whose 233-year reign on the British High Street has been quietly euthanized. It will henceforth be reborn as T.G. Jones. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it. A name with all the synonymous reassurance of a medium-sized insurance broker in Pontypridd or something. The W.H. Smith was founded in 1792 by Henry Walton Smith and his wife Anna, and it grew to become the very emblem of respectable retail. Staid, ubiquitous, and mildly depressing. Its transformation into a political dynasty began with William Henry Smith, the son, who took his father's bookstall empire from the High Street into a career in Parliament and ascended ludicrously to the First Lord of the Admiralty. And the man had never served a day at sea, which made him, in Gilbert and Sullivan's hands, the blueprint for Sir Joseph Porter, K.C.B. in HMS Pinafore. He was henceforth known in society as Pinafore Smith, a tribute that combined satire, derision, and immortality in equal measure. W.H. Smith's real naval conquest came, however, on the railways. The firm opened its first travel retail store at Euston in 1848 and never looked back until now. It doesn't matter sort of how awful the service may be in the occasional backstreet railway, it certainly is, but in 2025, the travel division, now the golden child of the business, refused even to share a surname with its high street sibling, and one suspects that the travel arm wanted the W.H. Smith name scrubbed from the windows, lest the smell of plastic binders, unbought Sudoku books, and 3-month-old confectionery waft into Terminal 5. The rot set in long ago. Underinvestment, terminal grottiness, and the strange conviction that people enjoy browsing limp greetings cards under flickering fluorescent lights that help reduce the chain to a byword for drab British decline, added to which, of course, in so many of the station pocket W.H. Smiths, you're never quite sure when or if the shop is even going to open. W.H. Smith, like a pub with no beer, kept up appearances long after it's lost its soul. The stores will now be operated by Modella Capital, owners of Hobbycraft and other such carriers of the great British middle shelf, for £76 million, a sum barely higher than the price of a single W.H. Smith pick and mix, if costed by weight. They've acquired 480 shops, 5,000 staff, and announced the new name T.G. Jones. So, who is Jones? A ghost, a committee, or simply a series of syllables that echo the dearly departed? T.G. Jones' brand aspires to feel like family. One hopes that includes the family that occasionally dusts the shelves. This isn't a corporate transaction, it's a cultural severance. W.H. Smith is not disappearing because it lacked footfall or purpose. It's dying because for too long it had neither vision nor love. It was run not like a beloved public institution, but like a convenience store with a grudge. And for years, the high street operation was milked to fund the travel arm, cut to the bone and left to wither in the rain. And yet, don't you feel something? Don't you feel something when you unwrap a W.H. Smith gift voucher with a mild thrill? Don't you feel you flinch at the sight of the name disappearing from Brecon or Basingstoke? There's a strange melancholy in watching something so banal disappear. This isn't Woolworths with its childlike cheer. This was more solid, more Protestant, more solid, more print-driven, more faintly moralistic. And that moralism, we might remember, traces all the way back to William Henry Smith's nickname, Old Morality, a sobriquet that would today sound alien in corporate corridors, but once adorned the leader of the House of Commons. There are, of course, casualties, Staff face an uncertain future. Many stores will close, and this perhaps is the true scandal. Not the loss of the brand, but the casual manner of its abandoning. The casual manner in which staff are just thrown away. The name W.H. Smith will live on in airports and train stations, an ironic twist for a company once lampooned for having a sailor in charge who couldn't sail, but its soul, the creaky yellow-lit temple of notepads and vaguely sullen tills, will be interred in the graveyard of recent high street retail disaster. And so, with a bow to Gilbert and Sullivan and a glance towards Kensal Green, where Mr. Smith lies buried, we should really end with a lyric. When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to a newsagent firm. I polished up the stationery bright and brought some wine gums to pass the night. So R.I.P. W.H. Smith. You sold us pens and somehow ideas.